Looks like we are live, okay? And welcome to Trading with Meatball. Why are we looking at that? That is not what we want, huh? Alright, looks like we are live, okay? There's a delay, guys, but it is working, so we're going to continue. And I wanted to test that because I need to see how much of a delay there is if we're going to be trading stocks. So I'm checking it on another computer, guys. It looks to me like roughly 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. I don't know. But all right, so we're going to look at what we had posted in the Discord last night and some of the setups we had looked at. The old man is weak. That's me. And I have to sleep and I have to eat sometimes. So we didn't do a live stream this morning. We scalped a trade at the open, but the picks that we had set up did not give us retracements. And we put that out in the Discord for everybody. So what did we do? We scalped the Mara at the open, and then we lost $1 on a SPY call and got stopped out, and that was it. And then we worked on our second stream income, which is eBay store, and we always advocate multiple streams of income. Okay, don't ever quit your job to do this, and even if you do, God bless you, but I still like multiple streams of income. So we're looking at the Affirm for a reason. They finance shit, and everybody's broke. Okay, sorry about the language, but it's your fault for tuning in. All right, so this is the 2 hour chart, right? Here's the year to date, and it looks oh gosh, it's so high, I don't want to buy it. And you zoom out, and you're like, oops, okay, used to be 180, 150, 160. All right, she could go. She's starting to lift off now, the bottom. Let's look at the earnings, and that did it, right? But they finance stuff, guys. And everybody's broke. I was on Expedia one time. I was checking out, and it said, "Would you like to pay now or pay with this?" And I was like, "Oh, So there it is. And it's a report that I read about Black Friday that a lot of the stuff purchased was financed on Black Friday. So people are getting stretched with the credit. But here's a liftoff, early November, and here we are a month later, and she's still going. And we had posted we like to do the setups on the 15-minute. And we had a pattern that we had spotted with this trend line that we drew, and she didn't give it to us. We had a target entry around here, and this is this morning, and she didn't give it to us. Okay, I usually mark the opening print on the 1 minute chart, but I don't like to chase them while they're running, and she didn't give us a retracement. And there was others that we posted, same thing. I like the Affirm, by the way. Okay, you got to go with the trend. And there's a lot of debate right now. Is the market going up? Is the market going down? And so we try to spot patterns like this. And here's our trend line that we drew. Okay. And we went off this and this and this. Is it perfect? Hell no, it's not perfect, man. If it was perfect, I wouldn't be talking to you guys. I may because I like to share my knowledge before I die, but I'd probably be in the casino betting on horses. Oh shit, flag on the play. And so this is a possible flag, right? And so it didn't give us the retracement. It gave us a big jump, but it is starting to retrace a little bit. And Ripster had a good quote today. He said, "No need to get biased. Just follow the system." And Ripster has a indicator you can use for free if you go to this website I'm on, whatever it may be, TradingView, right? And so the Ripster clouds, and we're on a 15-minute chart. I like the 5-minute. This really comes into play when you're dealing with a SPY. And when you're in here and it's running, it's a skinny green. But once it starts running, it gets further away from the moving averages or the VWAP or whatever you're using. Their Ripster's EMA clouds will fatten up. And I've said in many of my videos that Ripster has great techniques. He's a great teacher, and he's got a huge website. Probably spent years putting stuff on there, and He's got stuff you can pay for if you want to, but he's also a good teacher and he doesn't pressure for you to buy stuff. And he provides this for free on TradingView. I didn't pay for that. So what a great guy and what a great system. Just another tool in your toolbox. I'll use it for the SPY, man. I'll use it for the SPY because the SPY chops a lot. Let's look at that. Okay, let's look at that. And here's the SPY. We marked the opening print right here, and she took a run up and then she came down, and when it wicked off the opening print and we got the little green candle, I made a very small bet and I stopped out almost immediately and lost $1. That was my second bet. Okay, that was a bad bet, and I posted on Twitter. I was criticizing myself today, and earlier tonight I put on there for everybody to watch this video with Jake and Umar, and I put that on our Discord. That Jake talks about his mistakes, and it makes me stronger. Okay, and I thanked Ripster for the use of his clouds. Okay, I still thank people that give us knowledge, guys. I just don't clap like a baby seal when they tweet out a picture of their lunch, but I've never seen Jake do that. I actually don't have him because he has so many imposters on Twitter, and Umar does too, so be careful about following imposters. But this is a great video, and I encourage you guys to watch it. Jake talks about his mistakes. It makes me stronger. And Ripster had a good attitude about, don't just go with the trend and don't try to guess what's going on. And see, he uses the clouds, right? He has great visuals, okay? So take a little piece of everybody and learn from everybody. But I use the Ripster clouds on the SPY because the SPY does a lot of chop. And let's look at the chop today. Here's the opening print. There's the run up and the dump. And then it runs back up, and then it stops at the opening print. And Jake says something in that video about the opening print being a gift from God. I agree. There's other people that have taught that, and I totally agree because it's easy to forget with so many things in our head. And you got to check the economic calendar. Here's a big one for tomorrow. 9:45, the numbers come out. I will be sitting on my thumb until 9:45, and I will be drinking coffee and maybe smoking cigarettes and eating peanut M&Ms. I'm not doing jack squat until quarter after that, 15 minutes after the market opens. I'm not going to do shit. I'm going to sit there and wait for the trend. And I have talked in my other videos when I was in the desert about looking at this picture of something I wanted in Pennsylvania, and finally made it up here, and just waiting and waiting and waiting for the trend. So let's talk about waiting for the trend. And I have a system for trading the SPY on the 5-minute, and I like the 20-day moving average. And when it crosses over, I'll wait for the second or third candle and get in. I like the second candle, but there's got to be other things too, like are the numbers out, and how big are the candles, and is there volume? And if you can trade around key areas or key prices and key times of the day with volume, think SPY 400 or SPY 450, okay? And think about after the numbers come out and there's big volume. So a key area, a key time of the day, a key price range with volume. Just think about trading at key areas and key times with volumes, okay? SPY 400, SPY 450, Tesla 200, Tesla 250, whatever. In this case, we had chop, and there was opportunity there also, because it did go up and down pretty good. I mean, 454 to 456. I mean, if you had some puts or calls, you could have made 20, 30, 40, 50%. It could have happened. The problem is sometimes we go too far out of the money, right? And, going with a 460 call, it has to move 5 points, but not everybody can afford to buy at the money. And so we look at other things, right? We looked at Fubo. But yeah, look at the SPY, and it's okay if it's chopping, but you need to wait for a trend. And if there is no clear trend, then you can use Ripster's clouds and Bollinger Bands and things like that, right? You can look at the news and see when numbers are coming out tomorrow. We know 15 minutes after the open, so if something happens 15 minutes after the open, let a 5-minute candle close before you jump in so you don't get faked out. Maybe watch it for 10 minutes, but it's hard when you got these big candles, and Fubo did that to us. And we posted the setups on 15 minutes. I like the 15-minute chart, but the 5-minute chart is what we trade. So we can draw on either one. But when I'm drawing these lines and these targets, I usually look at 15-minute. But the 5-minute is where we trade, and we had a setup posted, and it didn't give it to us. Okay, we saw the pattern. This is Fubo on the 5-minute, and it's been retracing. And there's the 16th, and It did it all week there, and then the 30th. Okay, so a couple days there, and there it is. Didn't give it to us. She's legging up, guys. She's going to the next level. Okay, and apparently, right? That's what I'm seeing on my screen. I don't know what you're seeing. Okay, and flag on a play. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. We'll just do a screenshot of that and put that on the Discord for everybody. So Fubo is a $3 stock that's going to 350. See this? And this is like Thursday, and now we're Monday. Mm-hmm. 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 And we had some research. We posted some of that on the internet for you guys. And we'll put the research up on the Discord again. How many shares and what's the short ratio? But anything that's selling over the TV, like what do they got? The big one was Netflix, right? It's like $300 or $400 a share. Fubo's a good stock for somebody that wants to trade a small account and can't afford to buy options. And we talked about the danger of buying too far out of the money. If you got a 10 or 20 or $30 bet, and you have to go too far out of the money, you're buying options that are just going to expire, okay? Because they won't move far enough, fast enough. You lose the time value. So if you got $100 or $1,000 or $500 or whatever you're playing around with, even if you're a millionaire, I mean, you could buy stock instead of options, and then you don't lose time value, and you own the stock. And so if we're going to do that, when we're thinking about holding something, let's zoom out, and it doesn't look too bad on the year to date. And look at the earnings, and see the earnings was a disappointment. This is positive. Positive. 3/4 of positive earnings, guys. And look at it. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Okay, the writing's on the wall, man. Holy shit. And this will be a $8 or $10 stock. And so how do we know? Well, we don't, but we're going to find out with you right now. And anywhere that it hesitated, draw your zones. Oh, we already got one there. Look. Sorry. We already got one there. Look. Drag it left. Boom. Okay, and then raise that up a little bit. I think let's get a little more serious with our zones here, because we're fixing to approach that level. And then it's a double chop zone right here. These zones are getting close together. We got the triple zone right here. We'll get rid of that. All right, so it's going through one zone into another, and you look back. You drag them left. You look back in time. You see why. It's because it hesitated there before. Now this is a big one. Once she gets past here, you might have a little something going on up here, right? Okay. But then after that, and look at that. It touched that zone before, didn't it? Okay, and that was April of 2022, September of 2022. It's been a long time. And so when it gets up there, it's going to pop through one zone into the next. So right now, on a 5-minute chart, gap up to 360, guys. Okay? And so we don't want to chase it, though. And so I sat there with my thumb in my pocket and watched this happen. And I was kind of pissed off. But when it hit my trend line, which we drew this trend line right here just now, this is the little flag we drew, right? And it was wicking off. And I was okay, well, maybe it'll come back down to our target entry. And I went with Amara instead because the Bitcoin's hot. But this is a banger I'm looking at, and I like the sector, I like the earnings, I like the price of the stock, I like the chart, I like the Fubo. Okay, I like the Fubo, and so you could buy that one and sit on it, and you won't lose the 100% of your money if your option doesn't go today. And I don't mind telling you, I ate some chorizo Thursday and Friday because I had calls that I swung overnight. And I was swinging them from Wednesday night or something. If I had been swinging them from Thursday night, I'd be driving a car with a fixed windshield instead of a cracked windshield or so. I'm just saying I would have made some dough. And so we don't always hit. And I had the stocks I was holding, and I had the entries, and I was a day early. Okay, and so we lost the time value, and the stocks ran, and when the Bitcoin ran, one of them was the Mara I was holding. But I was in a day early. I was in one day too early. And so Bitcoin ran for me, but it was one day too late for me because the time value was gone. And so if you buy a stock, you don't have time value and you can sleep better. And so I like this one, okay? But we didn't chase it this morning. It didn't come down to our entry. So where are we going to get in tomorrow? It's in a flag, guys. They get violent at the end of the flag. We should be able to get it up in here somewhere. Even if it's going to go up. They usually have violence at the end of the flag, and you'll get a dip. So your target's 3.25 to 350. You can make your own move, but here's 350. Here's 3.25. I'm sitting at 333. That's a good number. I like that. All right, let's see the other ones we looked at. Somebody said Cliff was done, and I put that on the Discord that one of my gurus that I trust and I think is super smart, and had given me the person who gave me the Cliff said I think it's done for now. Okay, and here's what she did on the 1 day chart. She spiked at the open, and this is a vertically integrated steel company that makes little steel balls or something. But here's the opening print, and yeah, I don't know that it's done, but it may be topping out. Look, and so zoom out for answers. I don't know, guys. We got some higher lows here. We got earnings. I don't know. You know, there may be better plays out there, but I'm not going to badmouth this one. The chart doesn't look that bad. But I'm just going over stuff we talked about last night to see how it worked out. The Affirm, I told you I like it. You have to wait for some retracements, and we'll put a chart up on the Affirm. So let me go ahead and put a star next to that one. And the Fubo we already did, so we'll put that one up. Sophie, for some reason I had that pegged as a good one, and it did a big spike, and then it was coming down, and now it's possible. This is a daily chart. You can see up here. And now she may be breaking that downward trend. And I think I cautioned everybody yesterday that we didn't know, is it poking its head out or is it really breaking the trend? Shit. She's taking off, guys. Yeah, she is. All right. So we didn't chase it. That's the good news, okay? We didn't chase it. Oh shit, look at the flag on the play right by the opening print. Okay? And so, all right, so we had our target entry here, and it just took off, man. And on the 1 day chart, spike at the open, right? And so let's look for retracements, and let's not chase. We pick them, and I'll just leave that right there, okay? This is violent, and if something runs, I look for it to give up half of what it did, and so we'll move it up a little bit, and maybe it gives up half of this run and comes in here. But with a flag going on, a lot of times what I see is they pop up at the end of the flag and then they drop down before they do the leg up. And so it'll look something like this. This is just a typical setup at the end of a flag, and then it's gone, man. It doesn't have to go straight up. Okay, and we did a video where we showed the coin flag, and it did that. You know, it doesn't have to be that drastic either. It could chop like that and then go. You know, so we do the research and then go to the 1 hour chart so you don't get faked out. Okay, and on the 1 hour chart, it's clearly green candles with green volume. Okay, this one's a go, guys. The Sophie is a go, and it's 7.95. Son of a bitch. And sorry, it's your fault for tuning in, guys. Okay, earnings. I guess nobody gives a shit in this day and age about earnings. 200% disappointment in the stocks running, but it's bottomed out. I mean, what's the big picture look like? Okay, about May. In May, I need more of a picture. I need a big picture, guys. I want the big picture. Okay. All right. So this thing may not be going to the moon, but you can see that she's bottomed out about 442, which was an Oldsmobile, 4 barrels, 4-speed, dual exhaust. If you guys are too young to know that, I had one. I had a '69. My mom had a '69 convertible or '70 convertible with a 455 big block. So we're looking okay on the weekly, and what you're looking for is why. And then we saw the earnings was negative 200%. All right, I like it. It looks like it may be flagging and it's busting out of the downward trend, so I like the chart, and I'll stick by that because I trust the charts. Okay. And so we'll look for a target entry between 750 and 8, but don't chase it, man. If it takes off like this, and here's what it did on the 1 minute chart today, and here's the opening print or something down here. I marked it on the 5 minute chart. That's why it's up here. But you know, if you're watching it this morning, let's get rid of the volume. This is what you saw if you were watching it this morning, was candles with tails on the bottom, and it just took off, man. And I'm sorry, I won't chase them. I've lost a lot of money chasing things, and I make a list of 4 or 5 of them, and if I miss them all, then I'll go back and watch the SPY, and then I'll trade my system on the SPY with the 5 minute and the 20-day moving average, and I'll say I missed this one. Now let's look at what we did do this morning. Oh man, we jumped on the Mara right at the open. Why did we do that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the Bitcoin's going to the moon. It's 41.8. Last night it popped over 40, and I knew it was going to go. I was going to sleep. I was watching it. It was still going. And so the Bitcoin associated names like coin, look over here, guys, on the right here. All these are red, and then coin was green today. And oh, we just took the Mara off, dummy. Okay, so the Marathon Digital is a Bitcoin mining operation, okay? And Jesus Christ, okay. And they're going to do it again tomorrow morning. So I scalped it at the open. Let's get rid of this shit so you can see what's going on, okay? And we'll do a 1 minute chart because that's what I was trading. I traded a 1 minute for the first 15 minutes, and then I switched to the 5 minute. And then I always switch out to the 5 minute when I get scared. And then I look at the 1 hour and the 15 minute. And so if you zoom out, you get answers. Trying to trade a 1 minute chart or a 5 minute chart, it's easy to get faked out. So I'll zoom out to the 15 minute and the 1 hour. I love zooming out to the 1 hour and checking it out. And if you can afford to on these options, buy some time value. Okay, Rivian's one of my favorites. The options are good till Friday, and there's other stocks as well. The Mara was good till Friday on these options, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a little bit less risk versus the zero date to expiration or zero TTEs. And so this is what we got at the open. Oh, you stupid. That's okay. This is your opening print. And I wait. And I want to wait 5 minutes. And I didn't. And I knew it because the Bitcoin was running. I thought they would do something like we just looked at with a Sophie, where it just takes off, man. And this one little red candle I was thinking was going to be our only chance to get in. And I wanted the Bitcoin tickers, and I like the price on these options versus the coin. And this one has a lot longer to go versus the run that coin just did, in my opinion. Okay, but I'm not saying coin's going to stop running. I'm just saying I like the $10, $15 stocks. Because you can buy the stock, you don't have to buy the option. And then, if you bought it down here and it was 12 or 13, shit, that was only a few days ago. And then you made 25, 30%. You only held it for a couple of days. You didn't even have to buy the options. So you were sleeping on stock. You didn't lose any time value. Okay, so I like these cheaper stocks. And so what happened was I held in gritted teeth, and then I took a quick 50%er when she went up. And this is a 1 minute chart, so it didn't take long. It was like 15 minutes or something. I mean, I was at the post office, and yeah, see, here you go. So it took off, and I sold into that, and I was done, okay? And it retraced, and it wicked off the 20-day moving average later. I was already wrapping gifts to mail for the eBay store. We have a toy store on eBay. And no, I don't plug the toys here. I'll show them to you, though. I mean, we raced the slot cars, and that's a vintage Jackie Stewart. A long time ago. We sold that one a long time ago. So, anyhow, she did good, right? But I jumped in at the open just because I wanted to get a piece of it, and I thought they were going to run it hard, and they did. But look at our target entries, and look how close we came with these. Oh, I'm sorry, we're at the wrong. Well, we're at the wrong one, but guys, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. It's a good analogy or analysis, but all right, here's the 5 minute, and yeah, we sold into that, okay? And then it dumped, and well, we're scalping. I put that on the profile today that I was reviewing myself, and I criticize myself, guys, and I get stronger for it. And so I'm reviewing my trades, and I said I scalped at the open, and then I took a tiny SPY call, which I stopped out of immediately. All right, and I said it bet small in the second trade because your confidence is too high. And thanks, Umar, because if you watch that video, you'll know what I'm talking about. So we took the profits and we're out. And this is why we scalped the open, because she crashed, okay? All right, so learn from my mistakes. I used to buy and then hold, hoping we were going to get this, right? The Sophie. I was like, give me a Sophie run where it just runs. Well, we didn't get that, okay? And it's good that my keyboard's going out, guys. There'll be a new one here tomorrow. So scalping at the open is the lesson to be learned. And I got in on these candlesticks, and then I sold, and I was glad I did. I used to hold at the open, and I get burned. Holding for the big run, the big Tesla run, when it just keeps running at the open, and you wish you had it. And so I finally got over that. And it took me a long time, and I lost a lot of money to get over that. So I get in and I get the fuck out, and I don't care. Win, lose, or draw sometimes, because I don't like to trade at the open. I like to wait for a trend. And my experience is 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Okay, and I'm talking about the S&P 500. I will trade a ticker symbol at the open. I don't like trading S&P 500 at the open. But even with the ticker, when I get in and I got a 40, 50% profit, put the stop loss in or just sell it. This one I just sold it. Oh no, I put a limit in. Same thing, stop loss. So we're out. And then my second trade was a tiny, tiny, tiny trade. Okay, and think about it. If you had a $5,000 account and you just made 500 bucks, my next trade was $20. And I'm not messing around. And I got stopped out immediately, and I lost $1, and I was happy. And I said, "That's it. I'm done. I got them today, and I'm gonna go work on my second stream of income." It's so hard to keep yourself from going heavy on that second trade after you just hit a banger in the first 15 minutes and you got a good 50%er. And I don't mind telling you that was a kind of a heavy trade for me. And if we trade live together, guys, I'll just tell you, this looks like a candlestick. I could take a piece of this here, or I am taking a piece, but I'm not going to tell you I'm rolling half my account on the thing because you don't trade like that. I'm an old man flipping stocks. I have multiple small accounts, and if I blow one up, I'll start trading the other one. But recovering from a divorce, if you haven't seen our videos, and I'll take a few $100s and turn it into $2,000 and use it to pay bills, and then start over the next week. And we're starting to get past that now. And as the account grows, I want to help the local shelter here feed people because I'm in a low income community and they're hungry. And so look what it does at the opening print. Look how it respects the opening print and it comes back down, okay? All right, so I scalp the open, and the lesson is scalp the open. Don't hold when you go in the open. If you got a profit at the open, use a stop loss and get off of it. So we looked at the SOFI, we looked at the FUBO, and the AFRM, and we like all those. You got to pay attention to the MARA and the coin because the Bitcoin's not slowing down, guys. It's not. It's not slowing down, and it'll keep going. It's crazy. Everyone's going to jump on it now. The car makers or the car sellers, the Carvana's taken off. The Rivian is stabilizing about 18, and I trade that one a lot. She's trying to follow this upper trend. But there's better plays right now, okay? So I'm not looking at it. The Bitcoin's hot. Just go with the flow, okay? And so the coin and the MAR will continue to run. Let's look at a 1 day on the coin. And this is my nighttime research, guys. If you're getting tired, I don't blame you, but we do this a lot, and we'll stay up and we'll get up early. I think I was up at 2:30 or 3 o'clock this morning, and that's why I fell asleep so early and you didn't hear from me in the later or early evening because I was tired, man. So here's a 1 day chart. She opens up and she does a run just like the Mara did, and then she backed off. Okay, these are violent. So pick a target entry. And if you want one on the Mara, man, I hate to tell you a target entry on the Mara, but we're going to trade it, so we may as well look at it, right? Oh, hell yeah. We are going to trade it. It's hot. We're going to trade it. All right, so she's following the 20. Man, it's taken off. So we had this channel, and it just jumped out of the channel, right? So how are you going to draw a new channel? Yeah, I don't know if you can. Let's just look left, and let's look for the zones and see where it's going to stop. Let's go to a 30-minute. All right, there you go. That's what I need. Give me some resistance. All right. Gap up to 15 or 50 or 16 bucks, guys. That's the next zone. And so let's go back to a 15-minute. No, 5-minute. This one's violent. Something runs, it gives up half of what it did. Look at that. It runs, it gives up half, almost exactly from here to here, almost exactly half. So I had the target entry, but I wasn't close, man. It was up there. So what are you gonna do here? Half of this to this is about right in here somewhere. It doesn't have to give it to us. It doesn't. But don't chase it, okay? Look for it between 14 and 15 bucks. Don't chase it. And right now it's 14.80. So 14 to 14.50. Don't chase it, guys. Unless you want to get in on a candlestick with volume at the open. And these line up. This one, see, lines up. You got wicks on the bottom of this one. So let's look at why did I do that? Because I'm an idiot. Because I'm a 19 Delta Cavalry Scout. No, I was looking at the wicks on the candles on the 1 minute chart. And I figured they were going to do something stupid, and they did. Well, they didn't disappoint us, did they? Where are we at? Here we go. Here we go. Give me a 1 day. There you go. All right. So if you're going to jump in and trade the open, learn how to read candlesticks and look at the volume. And in this case, I was just looking at the volume, and I went with the first red candle when it started to form green. I said, that's it. That was the fake out. And they gave it to me 10 or 15 minutes later. You can call it luck, but I figured it was going to get stupid. And I also knew not to hold it. Okay, don't hold these things if you're going to scalp the open. Get in and get off. But tomorrow I'm looking at the AFRM, the Affirm, the Fubo, the Sophie. If you want to trade the Mara, I would do this on the Mara. Look for like this candle right here. Give me a candle that looks like that with a big wick on the tail, and I'll jump in. Okay? And there's the nice volume. Give me a candle like that. Let it take a shit, and then give me a nice green candle with a big tail on the bottom sometime in the first 5 or 10 minutes tomorrow morning. But you have to look over here, too. And what are the rest of the stocks doing? Let's talk about that. The VIX, okay? Now, the stocks can go wherever they want to. But the VIX is a volatility index, and oh, thanks. And then it's low, man. And so generally speaking, the stocks run when the VIX goes down, okay? But Christ, guys, I mean, how high they gonna run it? The economy's shit. Your money's backed by debt. It's not even money. It says it on the front of the dollar bill. If you don't know how to read, pull out a dictionary and look up the definition of the word note. It's an IOU. Your money's debt. It's called a bond auction. They don't teach that in college, and I worked at the Treasury Department. They don't even know it. They have no clue. So follow the trend, like Ripster said, right? Don't worry about it. Just follow the trend. And so there's a lot. Oh, let's look at this. Myself and a lot of people had posted stuff recently. I wanted a spy dump. I'm looking for a spy dump. And then Trend Spider came out with something today and talking about a dip in December and then a run up or a little dip in December followed by the next run up, okay? And so we don't know, okay? But this is an upside down head and shoulders, and it's moving up. So they're going to move it wherever they want to move it. And if you look at the macro picture, the big picture, okay, it doesn't matter if everybody's tapped out on credit and they can barely pay their credit card bills. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. The Fed is talking about they may be done raising rates. They may even start dropping interest rates. Okay, that will drive the market up, guys. So follow the trend. Well, how do we do that? Okay, we do that with a SPY and a 5-minute chart and a 20-day moving average. You mark the opening print and you wait. I like to wait, man, till 10 or 10:30. And I know a lot of pros trade the open. You go right ahead. When it goes down below the opening print, and here's the 20-day, it's going away from the 20-day moving average. It already did the fake out, and now it's showing its cards about 10 o'clock. And it's got two nice big rig candles. And here's another one. And you could get in there and get your 20, 30% and get the hell off. And then you wait. Wait 30 minutes. Okay, let it finish showing us their cards. The market's open until 4 o'clock. Okay, patience is a virtue and all that shit. All right, and so here we are about 11 o'clock. It starts going up for 2 hours. Just wait like 30 minutes in between your bets, okay? Or 20 minutes or something, man. But the worst thing you can do is you go buy the calls and they start giving you a red candle and you sell the calls and buy the puts. Okay? You could have bought a call and it went against you, and then you go to the store and you come back 3 hours later and it's up here. I've had options I bought that were down 50, 60, 70%, and I went to the store and came back and took a 30% profit, or sold and lost my money and came back and saw that it had gone up. So I say wait. When you were trading the SPY, wait. Okay, let them show us the trend, and then place your bet and wait, and let's see what it does for half an hour before you go throwing more money on the table. Tomorrow's picks are Affirm, AFRM, the Fubo, and the Sophie, and anything Bitcoin related. And if you want an extra banger, it's the Snap. Snap's out of control, and I said that before when it was going up. I told everybody when it went over 12. I put that on Twitter. And yeah, I erased everything because I said I wasn't giving them my picks for free anymore. And nobody likes my picks on Twitter. But we posted way back here where that red arrow is that when it went up over there, it wasn't coming back. And we said that at 12, or maybe it was right at 12, that when it went over, it wasn't coming back, and say goodbye and look at it, okay? And so you ask yourself, why? How do we know? Well, it was a trend, and they had good earnings, and there were, and you look at what has it done before, okay? And it was bottomed out, and then it was a series of higher lows. And you can see our previous research is clearly marked here, okay? And so when it went up to 12 this time, the logic dictates it was going to gap up to this. And look where we're at, okay? It doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Look at the volume down here. That's your bonus pick for the day, is a Snap. I'll give you an entry too. Hang on. I'll give you an entry on the 5 minute. She's out of control. See the channel I had drawn, and it's left the channel. It's Elvis has left the building, guys. And just take your entry and put it about halfway between the run and the peak. And that would put it down here. Is it going to give it to us? I don't fucking know. They don't send me an email in the morning. But I do know this much. I'm not going to chase it. I also see it curling up. And God damn, this thing's out of control, isn't it? Okay, so let's draw a zone. Son of a bitch. All right, this is a good one, guys. All right, it was 1430 to 1372. And this is the opening print from today. And that's your target right in there. Sure enough. Let's make it smaller. Man. Snap. Stupid motherfucker. I'm tired, guys. I hope you make a ton of money tomorrow. But be careful. Practice risk management. Always, always, always. And if you're new to this, go watch videos on risk management. No FOMO. Bet small. Use stop losses. The longer you can stay alive in this game, the more money you'll make. The charts and the graphs and the indicators help. But the basic risk management is what's going to keep you alive and make you rich. God bless you. You can do this, guys. And I hope you enjoyed watching the old man do his evening research. And I'll put some numbers on charts on Discord in a little bit. Good luck tomorrow, guys. And God bless you, okay?